Hey guys, welcome to another excellent episode on the Covert Craft server. Got some little projects we're going to work on today, and the first of which is starting with my kind of mainish entrance to my base. Yeah. In case you didn't know exactly where I am, this is the portal that comes from the Nether. And we go to this drop shaft here, which I kind of started playing around with, thinking of doing like some icy stuff. So kind of drop down here and kind of show you exactly what I got here to begin with. I got my little water elevator that comes up here, and then if we want to go in, we just drop down in here into this pool. So kind of my thought here is that this is going to be like, it's kind of like a frozen mountain sort of area up there. Are you serious? Are you serious? Die. No, no. This is my intro, dude. Not now. Okay. It's like frozen up there, and like this is all nice and warm and cozy down here. And so I want it to be like kind of like frozen and like dripping down here. So it's like icy, snowy, and then it's like all nice and warm down here. My villagers and everything. We're all happy, happy together down here. So we're going to go and play around with some stuff in the creative testing world and kind of step you through this, how I'm going to do this. So yeah, this is going to be awesome. Thinking from like the base and working my way up here. So I'm thinking about, we'll have the spruce, which goes along, with our mine shafts, or what do you want to go and call them, our kind of normal columns. So I've been using this, this throughout. And then in kind of that bottom area, do like a mix of the stone bricks, maybe some cracked stone bricks, and maybe some of the mossy, which kind of works in with my, like the kind of the rest of my build with all the leaves and all that. So it actually kind of make it feel like the stuff's been dripping down, and like so you get this moist environment at the bottom, right, that's been kind of molding over, maybe, I don't know, something like that. So, and as we kind of work up, we're going to work up more into this polished andesite mixed with the stone bricks. I think that's kind of a nice complementary look there. It almost looks like a stone brick that's kind of worn away a little bit. And then as we get higher, we're going to get into the ice and get into the snow, and maybe some bone as well. The bone actually kind of, maybe if you think about it, you squint at it, it kind of looks a little bit like a dirty snow, which is kind of a nice little look there. That's kind of my thought so far. And so it's going to be kind of a mixing and meshing of that. And through all of that, we're going to have some of like the blue and maybe the light blue. Let's pull up some light blue glass, maybe some white glass too, to kind of look like water. See, we don't want them beside each other. We want to be and away from the walls, but kind of look like dripping water coming from up there. And we'll throw in a little bit of the end rods to kind of light the whole thing up and kind of make it look like it's dripping water that's coming down from all this ice that's melting from the top of the mountain down. So yeah, we're going to play around with this, and I'll show you kind of the next step of this. So I've been playing around with kind of a miniature version of what I'm thinking about here in my creative testing world, trying to go and figure out the gradient that I want. The original idea that I was starting with was just basically ice the whole way, and I'm thinking, no, I want a gradient. So that's what I've kind of got here. We're down here, it's warmer, and it's still a little bit cold, so I'm going to still have some ice mixed in and kind of have some cracked brick. And then as you work up, you get colder and colder and colder. And what I found out is really nice, and I'm still considering whether I want to do this or not. The white wool almost has kind of a layered effect to it. Kind of looks like some really old snow that's been kind of layered in there on top of the ice. Kind of like you think of like glaciers as like these really old snow layers that have been compacted down, compacted down, and compacted down. Eventually they become ice. So that's kind of my thought there. So, and I think that's what we're going to do. And I've played around with kind of these drips. I almost kind of like the look of just a plain clear glass, because it looks like, seriously, like that's a drip and that's a drip. I don't know. It might be that, or I might go and do this like light blue, and then also the end rods kind of mixed in there. So like, especially like when you're like falling, you're kind of falling through all these drips. I think that might be kind of cool. Mind you, that doesn't make logical sense, but yeah, it's like you're kind of drips are going upwards. Maybe, I don't know. It might be a neat effect when we're done here. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna play around with what the fountain's gonna look like at the bottom down here. So yeah, get back to you after I play around with that a little more. But we're in a good direction. I have a good feel about this that feels natural, which is all about what I'm all about. That's kind of my thing, is I want it to feel natural and realistic. Okay, so this is kind of my idea for like the landing area, or the pond, or where you want to go and call this. Yeah. the fountain that you land into from up there. Kind of wanted something nice and shallow, makes it actually kind of easy to sort of walk across, if you're going from one side to the other. And so I did a half slab, and I'm using the quartz to kind of gives it a nice cold feeling, having the quartz slabs and the quartz stairs. For the bottom down here, also thinking about using the mossy stone bricks and some ice kind of interlaid in there. It's kind of the thought. And I think what I'm going to do for like lighting the whole rest of the way up, I think I might continue to do the lanterns kind of like I've got at the bottom there. Just every once in a while throw a lantern in there. It actually kind of lets me kind of inlay back in there. If I want a little bit of the ice, I can throw back in there. Maybe some snow block or something like that to kind of give that icy feel. Maybe back and hidden away, it's going to stay a little colder. I don't know. That's kind of the thought, and I'm going to play around with it and see how this turns out. But that's kind of the thought right now. And I think with this point, I'm basically ready to go and do this build. So I think I've got a real good feel for how I want to do this gradient, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. So I'll show you guys how this all kind of wraps up in the next clip. Okay, guys, so I've got the surface here kind of done where I've got my snow and all that done up there, and I've got my break where my ice is going to stop, but I'm going to blend this. So that's kind of the next step in this, is going to blend this and making a kind of a gradient. And I'll give you kind of an idea what my thought process is on how that's going to work in my creative testing. Down here in the bottom, I've got my plunge pool created, and I've got the stonework down here done, and it's got that great mossy algae look, which looks good. So here in my creative testing world, I'm different ways. There are multiple different ways you can go and do a blend. If you want to do a real quick blend, you can do like what this curve is here. So this is 24 blocks, which is the circumference of my circle. So, and what you do is each step down, we go into it, you cut it in half. So that's 24 blocks, that's 12 blocks that will randomly pick out to be ice, then 6 blocks, then 3 blocks, then, well, 2 blocks, but I can't, 1.5 block, and then you start spreading them out. Alternatively, you can go and start randomly picking out the number of blocks for each layer and just decrease it by a couple each time. There are different ways to do this, but this is my thought. I think I'm going to do this way, where each time I'm going to go down and be 2 less blocks as we go down. That should reach basically all the way down to the bottom. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys, I've got the ice, so it's all kind of dripping down, and I've got my stone all textured here, and I've added in some cracked stone bricks and some polished andesite. It looks nice. And Mech is over here using my little farm, and I'm working on the little ice or water that's dripping down. I can kind of show you how I do that. I've got the 3 items I use for this, which is dirt, glass panes, and end rods. And so far, it's looking awesome. I'm going to add a little bit more to it. I'm thinking it's going to be right about in here. I'm trying to have it so it actually kind of acts double duty. It kind of directs you down the center maybe a little bit better. So all I'm doing, I'm going to pillar up with the dirt. I'm going to do a glass pane. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to randomly connect. So, yeah, we're just kind of just doing this randomly. That's the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of pick back and forth between some of these things. And just that. And then, maybe this is a double, and then dirt, and then all the way up. We're going to just kind of randomly just do this. Mix it up. Okay, guys, now that since I'm up at the top, with the nice little tricks about this that I found is, I'd use dirt to go and make sure that, if you're building something like this, you don't want your construction blocks or your pillaring blocks to be exactly the same type of material as what you're putting in. So like, here, these are easily mined with a pickaxe, but not a shovel. So I've got my shovel. All I gotta do is just dig these out like this, and bam, all the way down safely. Don't have to worry about catching any of the glass by mistake and breaking it. So yeah, I think that's about it. I might add a couple more of those in there to kind of fill in a little bit. But it's looking nice, especially since it looks like it's actually raining outside, so it kind of goes along well. Let's see, we'll go all the way up to the top here. And, oh, it's snowing up here. See, this is kind of the same kind of feeling, like it's kind of snowing up here, and by the time you get down there, it's raining, and we'll fall through it. Then something was coming after me. Wonder if he falls down through the hole. Nope, he didn't. But yeah, I think it's pretty, and I think that's just about it. I might go and do a little bit more mossy in here or something like that to accentuate that feel, but yeah, getting close. I think the next thing's probably going to be getting this hallway done. Been working on this a little bit. this path so it actually continues from my storage system and the continuation of my storage system all the way down to here, so I can finally go and get this finished out. And then I've got the water drips all done. This looks epically amazing. I am loving this. I don't know if there's any way I could fiddle with it anymore to make it much better than it currently is. So I'm loving it. I also completed the flooring down through here. I'd used sandstone as the base. And because I have so much iron now, which is amazing, I used iron blocks as accents. I have never, ever had a chance to ever use iron blocks as accents. So, yeah. So needs to continue down with some more villagers, and then we'll do a couple more farms down through here. I don't know if I'm going to do that now. I'm going to kind of hold off, I think, a little bit. Get another couple little things done. Oh, we got a kitty catter. I've been playing around my testing world with kind of what I want to do here. Oh, there's a creeper. Let's just stay right here. With what I want to do over here. Hopefully he doesn't see me hidden behind the tree. But I'm thinking about having like some, not automatic farms, but very simple little farms that are very decorative through here, and then have a cover over this whole thing is kind of my plan right now. So kind of start working on that and figuring that out. I think it's going to be very similar here to these walls to what I went and did in the atrium or entryway room. And here comes the creeper. I'm going to run away. Yeah, we're going to stay behind this door. I have been clearing this area out and kind of getting it nice and prepped. It took a lot of the dirt out of here. I'm leaving the stone as much as I can. And I'm going to try and kind of square it off. I don't want it to be perfect because I want this to still be organic-y feeling. Like there's some interesting little areas. I kind of like this little nook in here. I don't know. Things I'm planning on doing is to do like some really simple little kind of almost decorative farms along the side here. And then I'll planning on doing kind of a different tree farm down through the middle here. You'll see. This is going to take a ton of hoppers, but it's going to look nice in the end. But really, the first step to this is, aside from kind of getting everything flattened out, which I pretty much have got, is to go and get the roof on this thing. It's going to take a whole ton of glass, so I need to do that and get a whole bunch of wood or whatever. I have to play around with it and figure out what I exactly want to do. So next thing is going to be kind of laying out where the border of this is and figuring out elevation wise. I can show you, and I'm connecting this over to this other area over here as well. I'm kind of trying to hit that same floor elevation, but this has got some relief to it, so this is going to be a little interesting to figure out. This is kind of just crazy how it's shaped, but this is going to be really cool when we're done. I'm planning on having a TNT duper up there to go and blow up my trees for me. So it's going to be fun. So yeah, I'll show you when we get to the next step. The first thing I wanted to do to get this whole thing done is to get it covered and get it safe. So I'll show you what this looks like from up above. Let's go and get, I only have 3 rockets, so it's going to have to be quick. Nice and high up. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty massive build. I'm thinking I'm going to go and do this, the framing of this is going to be with some diorite, and then it's going to be, I believe, just clear glass. And I think on these at least on this end, is going to be some sort of decorative window. On that end is going to be like a decorative window, and then the top of that's going to be kind of like a decorative. No, I guess that one's also going to be kind of a decorative. So yeah, it's going to be a big grind next because I don't have any glass, and so I'm going to have to go and mine a whole bunch of sand to go and do that. So very exciting. Let's get this covered up. Okay, it's been a little bit of a grind, but I finally have the roof all built for my next section of my base. Did the diorite and glass block on this. I think it turned out stinking amazing, and it's going to be mega. Kind of fly around here to go and show. Yeah, it looks nice, especially from underneath. And I'll kind of give you a feeling for just how big this is. There's a mega spruce, and it doesn't touch the roof, which is cool. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Why are you always in everything? Second time I had to kill you on this episode. So yeah, I had to put some torches up there to go and get rid of the snow, but I still have other snow issues up there. I've started working on the first stained glass window. On this side, it's going to be kind of like a little treescape over there, alpine treescape. I don't know. I have one down there, one here, and then that's going to be, it's not going to be really a window over there because that's on a wall, but it's going to be cool. But that's the episode for today. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you like, please like. And if you're new, please subscribe. So thank you guys. Later.